Brought to you by the Dark Lord himself, Queasy Ali. The story of belief doesn't begin with truth. It begins with a mystery powerful enough to make people stop thinking and start trusting the storyteller. Religion has always followed this formula. A strange artifact. A dramatic claim. A chosen messenger. And a group of people ready to believe before asking a single question. That's all it takes. And Mormonism, just like the Dropa Stones legend, proves it. Both stories start with something extraordinary that no one else can ever verify. Both build themselves on objects that mysteriously disappear. Both depend entirely on witnesses who never provide anything solid. And both show how frighteningly easy it is to manipulate humans into faith. The Dropa story begins in 1938, or so the legend claims. Explorers in the mountains of Tibet supposedly uncovered stone discs marked with strange inscriptions describing extraterrestrials crashing on Earth. No verified photos. No museum evidence. No academic documentation. No chain of custody. The stones appear, then vanish. And the less evidence there is, the more the story grows. But the formula isn't unique. We've seen it before, long before, in a far more successful con. Mormonism begins in 1823, when Joseph Smith claimed an angel led him to buried golden plates inscribed with ancient scripture. He said the plates were real. He said they were ancient. He said they were from God. But he never let anyone outside his inner circle examine them. The plates conveniently disappeared. Forever. No photos. No artifacts. No independent verification. Just like the Dropa stones, the only proof was a handful of witnesses, most of whom admitted they saw the plates in visions, not with their physical eyes. And every single witness was close to Joseph Smith. Family, friends, followers, people with social, financial, and religious ties to him. This wasn't faith. This was a con. Joseph Smith was a man who created a religion the exact same way someone could create the Dropa legend. Invent an artifact. Write a dramatic story around it. Gather a few loyal believers. Then let imagination do the rest. Humans don't fall in love with evidence. They fall in love with stories. That's why both the Dropa stones and the golden plates work the same way. They start with mystery. They continue with witnesses. And they survive because people want them to be true. The Dropa stones captured imaginations by hinting at forgotten civilizations and ancient extraterrestrials. Mormonism captured imaginations by claiming divine origin, eternal purpose, and heavenly authority. One points to the stars, the other points to God. But the psychological mechanism behind both is identical. The absence of evidence becomes part of the story. Hidden truth. Sacred mystery. Knowledge they don't want you to know. This is how religion is built, not on proof, but on suggestion. When you study the structure honestly, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. A man makes an extraordinary claim. He presents an artifact no one else can ever examine. He gathers a small circle of believers. They repeat the story. The story spreads. The original evidence disappears. Faith fills the gap. And suddenly, you have a religion. Joseph Smith used this formula perfectly. He didn't need real plates. He needed a story people were desperate to believe. People wanted purpose. They wanted identity. They wanted something bigger than themselves. Smith gave it to them, and they gave him a religion. The Dropa legend works the same way. It didn't need real stone discs. It needed mystery, exotic locations, and a narrative too intriguing to ignore. Give people something ancient, lost, or forbidden, and they will carry the story for you. This is why the Dropa myth remains a myth. It hasn't had enough time to evolve into a full religion. But all the ingredients are there. If the story had begun 100 years earlier, if it had gained a loyal community, if it had developed rituals, prophets, and institutions, it could have easily been the foundation of a modern faith. Because that's all religion is, a story plus time. Mormonism has had 2 centuries to grow. The Dropa legend hasn't. That's the only real difference. Both rely on artifacts no one can examine. Both rely on unverifiable testimony. Both rely on imagination instead of evidence. Both rely on emotional need, not rational thought. Religion is not divine. Religion is not supernatural. Religion is storytelling with paperwork. The Dropa stones expose the formula. Mormonism proves how well the formula works. And organized religion across the world follows the same blueprint: hidden artifacts, chosen messengers, unprovable revelations. Communities built around stories instead of facts. The truth is simple and devastating. If you understand human psychology, you can invent a belief system from scratch. Joseph Smith did it. So did countless prophets before him. And the Dropa myth shows you could do it today with nothing more than a story, a symbol, and a group of people eager for meaning. Religion succeeds not because it's true, but because humans are vulnerable to narratives that promise purpose. Once a myth gets enough followers, it becomes faith. Once faith lasts long enough, it becomes tradition. And once tradition gains institutions, it becomes religion. None of that makes the story real. It just makes it old. The Dropa stones and Mormon golden plates are two mirrors facing each other. One shows how myths begin. The other shows how myths become power. Neither is divine. Neither is supernatural. Both are human inventions dressed up as cosmic truth. And that's the point. This is how easy it is to create a religion. All you need is a story people want to believe, and a mystery no one can disprove. Huizi Ali, the man, the myth, the legend. The icon, aka the Dark Lord. Hashtag Revolution 2025, hashtag Chaos Rising 2025, hashtag Southpaw Rebellion 2025. Hashtag Logic over Lies, hashtag Truth over Faith, hashtag Break the Spell.